Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. Just a quick one to recap of issues we've been talking about to do with Afghanistan. So there's been this terrorist attack, which, I mean, it may be real. I don't know. It just seems very convenient because now it gives the West sort of a final stamp on leaving, and they can use that as an excuse for why they weren't able to get as many people, and that's why they can't do it anymore, and it distracts people from the nightmare of that last 2 weeks, the failure to plan, and the fact that now they can blame all this on terrorists as opposed to themselves. Biden, he finally came out with a tear in his eye about relating to deaths. But did he relate to the situation that he put the Afghanistan people in for the last 2 weeks, if not the 20 years, of an invasion of their country, of regime change? Remember, they took the Taliban out, that is regime change. But he wasn't concerned about failing to plan, because they do have a duty of care of these people because they were still in control. And I know they're going to blame the Taliban and they're going to blame ISIS-K, but why did they leave it to the last 2 weeks to evacuate 100,000 people when they could have done it months ago? They could have set up proper processes like they do with COVID, like they do with things for white people. Why they didn't do the same process that they know and they would always do? They're not going to do a COVID vaccination, like I said, in the last 2 weeks and put barbed wire up and sewage and get people to wade in sewage and get people to be to feel like animals, pack them all in. There's meant to be COVID, isn't there? Why was there no 2 meter gap? You don't care about them catching COVID now? It's a disgrace. And the fact is they do have a duty of care. Yeah, they can, ISIS-K, if they were the ones that did it, yeah, they're responsible for it. But also, the West are responsible because they set up this area. In Wembley or Heathrow, they have security. There should have been, better plan. People should have months ago had to fill in applications and then be given a time and a date and a plane to go on, like they would normally. And it's only 100,000 people. It could have been organised over 8 months, surely. And people would have been given the choice to leave or not leave. And, I know some of them didn't want to leave to the end. I understand that, but this way, at least it would have given order, and at least it would have looked like the West actually cared about these people. And then they could have had the S-shaped thing so that people weren't all crowded. It could have been 2 meters because it's COVID. They don't obviously care about COVID in Afghanistan. They should have had a security border so that every bag is checked. That's not impossible. They do it at loads of events, but you just have to have they've got people, no? They've got armies of people. They just needed to set it up. So this idea of just blaming it's partly also due to the West's failure to plan and failure to care about the people that they were trying to rescue. And they should have done more to have more security. They're knowing that they're in a place where there has been terrorist events previously. But they're just going to say no, like Boris Johnson's going on. We've never done something like this in ages, and it's like a whole town of Petersfield or Amar being rescued. Yeah, no one asked you to do it in the last 2 weeks. He's taking like pride out of what he's done, but the fact is they failed to plan properly, or they obviously planned for these 2 weeks, but it showed that they didn't care about the people like they haven't for the last 20 years, like they haven't for the Middle East. Look at Israel-Palestine issue that they haven't really cared about, and the illegal war in Iraq. It's just history repeating itself, but people, because of this terrorist event and because of the anger that's going to be now and the patriotism, people are not going to see these things. They're not going to see the children that were made to wade in sewage. They weren't made to wade in sewage by terrorists. They were made to wade in sewage by the West. But it's just very convenient that now no one's going to be thinking about that. And now it gives the West the agenda of talking about terrorism again and all that kind of stuff. That gets them a lot of money because they gets arms and military, and it gets also control over people fear like COVID. It keeps people in houses, keeps people wearing masks, keeps people from seeing all the injustices and suffering that's going on, and keeps us in this little bubble again. Take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.